Don't steer.
John, it's Mal here from Adelaide, Australia. How you going?
Hello, Matt. Nice to hear from you. I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, doing pretty well. Thanks for taking my call again.
No worries.
We spoke 5 years ago, just before an Australian tour. You're coming here again, playing at the Governor High Marsh. We know how you love playing there. This is billed as a final Australian tour. Tell us about that.
Well, it's I'll be by the time we get over there, I'll have passed my 83rd birthday. And I keep telling people when they ask what your plans are, I said, well, I can only think 1 year ahead,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like that, but I hope it's not the last. But you've got to be realistic. It probably is.
How many gigs a year are you playing like lately? How much are you touring?
It's been a bit patchy since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Everybody took a big hit then, and it seems to be taking a while to get up and running again. So we dropped. We're quite a busy year last year, and then this year the first half was very quiet. So I haven't actually counted the number of gigs, but it's taken a while to recover from where we were.
Yeah, okay.
I think we used to do at least 100 gigs a year. Usually more. It's probably about 80 or so now.
Which is still quite a bit. No offence at your age.
Yeah. People always say that. How do you do that?
Well, you're doing a lot more than some guys half your age. So well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. I feel very lucky to be able to do what I do, and I still feel, I still get a buzz from it, and I still play well as well as I ever did. So I've got to consider myself a very lucky man.
So tell us about the band. Who's coming out with you this time?
Right, we've got Danny, who's been with us for a good many years now, and he's been to Australia with us before. He's a very good lead guitarist and a brilliant lead singer, good frontman all round. We've got a keyboard player called Barney Williamson, who replaced Mick Gallagher some years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, who's an excellent player, really, really good, and a good singer and a good all-round bloke, a very funny fella. We've just got a new bass player this year, a guy called Norm Helm, who's been kicking around. He's just turned 60, so he's a youngster as far as I'm concerned. But he's an experienced user. He's a good pro and good player. Nice guy too. So all good. We've got. It's good to be on the road with guys who you enjoy the company of, and we get along great. So it's we get a lot of fun out of touring. So it's all good for me.
When I saw you in 2018 at the Gov, I was just blown away of how many Animal songs I knew. Even if you're not totally familiar with the Animals versions of it, you've heard other bands do Animal songs, and you think, oh shit, I know all the words to this one. Oh, yeah. I know all the words to this one too. You must come across that sort of thing a lot.
Very much, yeah. I mean, people do remark on that because they can remember, House of Rising Sun and We Got to Get Out of This Place. But when they keep coming out, It's My Life, Don't Bring Me Down, Bring It On Home to Me, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, Boom Boom. All these songs keep coming out, and like you say, people stand there with jaws dropped, going, bloody hell! I didn't realise they'd done all those.
I've always had, you might say, a connection with the House of the Rising Sun, and I found out only just a couple of years ago that was actually recorded on the day I was born. So
really?
I've sort of had a weird connection with that. How do you go still playing that? I mean, I'm 59 now, so that's been out doing the traps for 59 years.
Yeah.
How is it still playing that? Does it still get the same reaction?
Yeah, it does. It's I don't get tired of playing it because it's a bloody good song, and it's a good arrangement. It's good number. And I don't know, every generation we get a whole, we get right across different generations in our audiences all over when we play, and they all know the words to it. It's just one of those things that people seem to imbibe and from being born, and it stays with them. So many people, the people who've said to me, that's the first song I ever learned on the first guitar I ever had.
Yeah, yeah.
and that's every age.
With less time on the road these days, with little nuisances like a global pandemic, that sort of thing, how did you fill in your time, and what will you be filling in your time with if this is indeed your last tour?
Well,
are you finally going to get to that bit in the garden?
Well, actually, I was just going to bring up gardening. My beloved wife of 55 years died, and she was a very keen and very good gardener, and we've got quite a decent sized bit of garden to look after. So I spend quite a, weather being permitting, I spend quite a lot of my time just trying to keep it tidy. Basically, I'm not what she was in the sense that she could make anything grow, and she was very good about keeping the garden going all the year round. My goal is just to try and keep it looking tidy. So I do a lot of pruning, weeding, trimming, and grass cutting and hedge trimming. So that keeps me busy when the weather's right. And that's about it, really.
Sorry to hear about your wife, mate.
Yeah.
55 years, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm very happy 55 years too, and we were, she's my best friend as well as anything, so it's a big hole in my life. But you just, you have to move on. It's 4.5 years now, and it doesn't seem hardly at all like that. But anyway, you got to go on.
So tell us about any recent recordings you've done.
Well, we've got a new album in the can, and it was recorded live on the road in Australia. So I'm looking forward to hearing it, actually, because I haven't heard it myself. But Danny tells me he's been involved in the mixing and whatever they do with so he tells me it's good. So I trust him to be right about that. So I'm looking forward to hearing that soon. What else have we got? We've got a gig in Ibiza. That's an odd one for us. You know of Ibiza?
Ibiza? Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's a big party island, Greek island that, and we've got two gigs there. In what time was that? April. So that's going to be unusual. That's not in the usual line of gigs for us, because it's like a big party island, with disco and stuff like that. So I don't know what they're going to make of us up there.
It is a bit out of the box for you, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Apart from that, well, it's just the regular kind of stuff we do all over mostly in Europe and anywhere else. Anybody will have us. So we've got.
Go on.
Carrie. We did a gig in Poland just recently. We had a run of gigs in Sweden and Poland for 3 weeks, and the final gig was in Krakow. And it turned out to be a convention of professional gynecologists.
noticed you emphasised the word professional.
So that was a bit of an unusual one, but it turned out to be very good, in fact. And they obviously make a lot of money over there in that business. So because everything was top of the range, food, entertainment, hospitality generally, and the venue was brilliant. So yeah, that was an unusual one as well. I love these weird gigs that pop up every once in a while.
Oh, that's unreal. So apart from Christmas time off, obviously, what's happening after Christmas before you come to Australia?
Well, we've got very little time off after the New Year. We're on the road again. Let's see, the 4th of January, gig called the Forge in London, and then we're off to Germany for a couple of gigs, back to the UK, 4 gigs, 5 gigs, 6, 7, and then before we know it, we're off to Oz. So yeah, there's no much time off really.
Yeah. Are you used to the long flight to Australia yet? How many times have you done it now?
Quite a few. I don't know. I'm all right with traveling because I've always been a reader ever since I was a kid. I just bury myself in a book on my Kindle, and it's like being in a time machine. You know, think, oh, where are we now?
Some people really can't get used to it, but it's just like riding on a bus.
Yeah. It's the long haul flights are they're usually comfortable, and the food's not bad, and you can relax and do what you like, sleep, read, watch a movie. You know, it's no hardship as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Hey, getting to the end of the time slot, John, thanks so much for having a chat to me again.
Thanks, Val.
Looking forward to seeing you guys here in Australia in February. Hopefully not the last time.
I hope not. Yeah. And we're really looking forward to getting back to Oz as well. We love touring in Australia. It's great. Everything's good about it. You know, the food, the wine, the hospitality, the people, the weather. What's not to like? You know.
What's not to like, indeed. Hey, John, thanks so much for having a chat. You stay well, and we'll see you here in February.
Thank you, Mal. Cheers. Nice talking to you.
Good to talk to you. See you soon.